Pertaining to the important questions of new labor law. Welcome to our detailed exploration of the new labor code on wages, gratuity, and employment standard. Today we will tackle some of the key questions surrounding these proposed changes. First up, let's deep dive into the basic wage composition. The proposed rule suggests that the basic wages must comprise at least 50% of regular wages. There is a word used being excluded. That means certain allowances which are excluded can be maximum go up to 50% or less, while variable pay is capped at 15%. The core issue here is whether these allowances and the variable pay contribute to the basic wage, exceeding or meeting the threshold. Do they form a separate ceiling of 65% jointly with the 50% of excluded allowances and 50% of variable? It means potentially reducing the basic wage to 35%. But let me clarify, this joint exclusion would be 50%. It means it is the variable allowances as well. The clarification on how allowances and variable pay are calculated against the minimum basic wages requirement is very essential. Next, let us consider the gratuity eligibility period. Currently, the gratuity is payable after 5 consecutive years of service. However, there is a draft amendment that reduces this period to just 1 year for fixed term, gig, and contract work. The important question is whether the new threshold will coexist alongside the 5-year rule or if it is meant to replace it altogether. Now, how to determine the uniform gratuity? That is a big question because now there will be two standards. So eligibility standard should be applied across the board is key. If it is dubious, if it is having two standard and government want that both the standard will be coexist, then it could be sometimes challenges for the account for maintaining the provision, carrying out actuaries for finding out the actual liability on the employer. So there are significant discrepancies in the safety and welfare regulation across different sectors like retail, manufacturing, mining, and transportation. These discrepancies can cause confusion and uneven enforcement. However, to have a harmonized framework ensuring uniform minimum safety and welfare standard for all industries is crucial. Night shift, transport, security for women is another critical topic. What transport options should employer provide for women working night shift? Should there be a private vehicle for such women or chartered buses? Maybe sufficient in number? Is it necessary for each vehicle to have its own security guard, or can pooled escort and driver suffice this requirement? Clear guidelines are needed to ensure safe, cost-effective transport and appropriate security measures for female night shift workers. Finally, let us address the centralized registration, how this reform is basically being coined. Currently, dual registration at both the central and state level is seen as costly and burdensome. No doubt it is very difficult to manage by most of the employers because it really not only involve the intelligence, that documentation, but at the same time it needed the licensing part with the government officials. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to get the license to be procured, whether it is pertaining to the contract labor regulation related licenses, or it is pertaining to the interstate migratory or BOCW or shop or any other registration. The core issue is how to streamline approval, reduce delays and corruption risk, and lessen the load on companies. An integrated registration system, definitely balancing the central oversight with state execution, could enhance efficiency and transparency. If you found this information really helpful, please share and subscribe to our channel. And you must put your questions so that we can moot over those questions and can respond to you in a timely manner. Reach out to us for solution and implementation. Thank you.